Building wealth through investing isn't luck. It's got a bit to do with hard work, and it's got a little bit more to do with working smart. But having successfully invested over the last 20 years, I can categorically tell you that 95% of it is down to your consistent execution of good habits and removing the bad ones. Yes, I know it's boring, but guess what? It works. And today, in this video, you're gonna leave knowing which habits to kick if you're gonna make it. I know this because I've bought the cars, I've bought the watches, I've done the yacht trips, the trips to Dubai, I've done all that. And if I could go back to my 20s or even my 30s and drop some of these bad habits, I would have been wealthy a long time ago. I'm Duncan, this is the Investor Center, where we give our humble experience and opinions on building investment portfolios, businesses that build income to suit your lifestyle and not the other way around. Look, I'm not a financial advisor, and these guys on screen now, they're not either. But we're a team of investors and business builders. And we've been around the block a few times and we know what works. And like you, we're hungry for more. Better life, working on things that we love, and trying to get ahead against a government that's had it in for us since the day we were born. So why should you listen to me? I tell you why, because if you're new to investing, I've built a beginner's portfolio in a video you can see up in one of these corners, and it's getting some really good traction on YouTube. And if you want to see how I invested 15 grand back in 2022 across crypto, property, stocks and shares, see which ones did very well, which ones mooned and which ones absolutely tanked, you can see that video up here somewhere. With that out of the way, let's get into the habits that you need to kick if you're gonna make it in this world and build some wealth for the future. Okay, number one, paying yourself last, right? You pay your phone bill, you pay your car, PCP, you pay your rent, you pay all that stuff, and at the end, that's left for you. If you're gonna take investing seriously, and you should because it is really your best way to build £1 million portfolio, you need to put your money in your investment portfolio first. You need to take your money out of your bank account every month without fail through a standing order or direct debit or whatever it is, stick it into a stocks and shares ISA every month first. If you need money through the month, you can find it elsewhere, not from your stocks and shares ISA. But I guarantee you, putting that money every month consistently into that stocks and shares ISA, invested in the world's best index funds, equity funds, that is your best chance of becoming a millionaire. Granted, it'll take 20 to 30 years, but unless you're Elon Musk, you better get investing today. Your takeaway today, set up a standing order right now, £50 a month, stocks and shares ISA, go. Number two, getting comfortable with bad debt. This is where you're financing things that you can't really afford, right? iPhone, 100 quid a month, Sky Sports, 120 quid a month, PCP on a Golf R or a Golf GTI, £500 a month. Guys, high interest debt, no one can afford high interest debt, not even rich people. They don't go near it. And why are you, on your average salary, buying things that you can't afford with high interest debt? It doesn't make any sense. The takeaway here is if you're gonna borrow money, borrow at a low interest rate. And I can tell you now, cars, credit cards, phones, that is high interest debt. That is the opposite of making money. That is not how smart people get wealthy. And if you've got high interest debt, that is bad debt. You are not gonna make it with that stuff. Start paying off the lowest hanging fruit today. It might take a bit of time, I get that, but you will not get rich, you will not build wealth unless you get rid of high interest bad debt. Number three, not knowing your own numbers. If you've got this far in this video and you don't know where your money's going, what's coming in, what's going out, you need to stop and take stock of where you're at. I'm not asking you to become a maths genius. I'm asking you to look at what's coming in versus what's going out. It's basic fundamentals of economics. Scrap that, it's actually the basics of running a bank account like a grown-up. This is your takeaway, right? Block an hour out, yeah? Get a spreadsheet open, do it on your phone if you have to, but you're better off on a tablet or a computer. Income versus expenditure. I know it's uncomfortable to look at these numbers. If you're one of the kind of people that goes to an ATM and says no when they ask you to see your balance, you need to do this. The things that stress us out the most around money are the things that we can control, but decide not to do anything about. I got that little snippet from Jeff Bezos and he knows a thing or two. Income versus expenditure. You'll know very quickly what you shouldn't be spending money on. Number four, lifestyle inflation. It is the biggest killer of wealth. You get paid a bit more money, you get a salary increase, you spend a bit more. That gap between income versus expenses, it never gets any bigger, so you can't do anything with it. That is what I call the difference between looking rich and being rich. If you come into a bit of money through a pay rise every month or through a lump sum or something like that, don't start spending it. Sure enough, take a couple lifestyle chips off the table, but bank that money, invest it. That is what rich people do. They don't blow it on crap. If you've got the itch and you really want to spend some money, invest it into a dividend paying stocks and shares, ISA, into an index or something like that, something that pays you money, and spend the money that comes in. Don't spend your capital, spend the yield that your capital gives you. So for example, if you inherit a surprise 10 grand from great Uncle Stephen, invest it in stocks and shares ISA, S&P 500, all world index fund that pays 10% a year. In a year's time, you'll have earned yourself £1,000. Spend that, never touch your 10 grand. Makes sense, right? Number 5, hobbies on autopilot, right? Hugo, let's get some numbers up on screen, right? Netflix, Sky Sports, gym membership, weekly takeaway, weekly pub, Whoop, or Google Fit or Fitbit, app you never use, and every year it surprises you by taking money out your bank account. You see where I'm going with this, guys? Each one of these starts to build up. Every subscription and recurring spend tells me, should be telling you, that you don't know what you're doing with your money. And if you're worried about money and spending on these things, cut them out. And if you find yourself in a month's time, you start to miss it, then buy one at a time. But don't jump straight in and get 10 more subscriptions for things you don't even want or need. Because let's face it, when you're retired in your 70s, you're elderly, you're gonna need heating, you're gonna need food. If you keep doing these things, you ain't gonna have none of that stuff. Number 6, only thinking about saving. Saving is what your nan did in the 50s. You are fortunate enough to be in a position where you have every trading and investing app on your phone right now. Now, your nan can be forgiven for putting money in pension bonds and things like that into a savings account with a high street bank. You got no excuses. You got the world's best investment vehicles, apps on your phone, in your hand right now. In fact, you're probably looking at it. Put them to work. What I'm actually saying is, rather than saving your money, start investing it. And then to flip that on its head, start looking for other income streams. There's a million things you can start tomorrow, whether it's just selling things on Vinted or eBay. Start finding ways to bulk up your income. Make money a mindset. I mean, if you don't want it that bad, that's fine, but why are you watching this video? I know you have a money mindset. Start showing it. Show, don't tell. Number 7, boring one, but overpaying avoidable tax. Only 1 in 5 people use a stocks and shares ISA. If you don't know what that is, click on one of our many videos. You'll find out exactly what stocks and shares ISA is. Basically, it's a wrapper that lets you invest in stocks and shares all over the world in safe, reliable, established vehicles that make your money get to work. You can find a reliable S&P 500 World Global Index tracker for 8 to 10% yield per year, which is decent. All the gains and profits you make on these investments inside of stocks and shares ISA remain sheltered from UK tax. Yes, we're starting to level up our tax game now. Waiting to invest. Oh, I've only got 15 quid this month. Oh, I haven't got £100, it's not worth it. Guys, it doesn't work like that. When you look at people's portfolios, when you look at the wealthiest people in the world, they all started in the same place, the bottom left corner on 0. Everyone starts with nothing. You need to take whatever it is you have spare and start investing it. Don't spend it. Stick it in a stocks and shares ISA, 10 quid, 25 quid, whatever it is you can afford to put away, that's what you need to do. These are the consistent habits that build wealth. Because I know you think that 10, 25 pound is nothing, but in 5 years time, 10 years time, when you're earning more money, when you're getting more money, you'll have these habits now. So you won't be putting 10 quid away, you'll be putting £1,000, £10,000. Someone leaves you a house in their will, great, invest £100,000. When you start investing these numbers and looking at these figures, you're gonna learn about compound interest. Have you ever heard the term, money goes to money? When you have 100 grand sat in a stocks and shares ISA over a 10, 20 year period, compounding interest makes that so much easier. It earns more money and gets bigger and bigger and bigger very quickly. Like a boulder rolling down a hill, picking up speed. Starts off really easy trying to push that boulder up, but when you get to the top of that hill and starts rolling down, making money becomes easy. But you've got to do the hard yards before you get there. And that's what £10, £20, £50, £100, that's what that looks like. If you're not investing, your takeaway right now is go to the Investor Center website, go and pick an investing app you like, open one today, upload your ID, do your KYC, you know your customer, invest something. Go do it now. Number 9, last one, but an important one, spending to keep up. Keeping up with the Joneses. You heard that before? Guess what? Mate turns up to football on a Sunday with some brand new Predators. You got to get something better. Ryan turns up to the game in a brand new GTI. You got to beat him and go and get that Merc. That is not where you want to be. That's not the mindset you need. Buying things to match people that you don't even want or like because they're going to make you feel better or like you more. That is a sure way to go skin very, very quickly. It's not attractive. Decide whose opinion you're actually buying for. Before you make a purchase like this, whether it's a pair of Christian Dior trainers or a stupid watch, ask yourself who you're buying this for. And don't lie to yourself. Don't tell you it's an investment in yourself making you look good. Ask yourself who you're buying the watch for. Is it for you? Is it for them? And if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. Doesn't make you any less of a person because you can't afford a luxury watch or a silly car. What makes you more of a person is consistent, good habits, building wealth for a time when you're going to need that money, when your wife or your kids might need that money. Okay, rant over. Now, if you found any of those 9 things useful or helpful, we have them coming out every week, every Wednesday and Sunday. If you want to be the first to know, hit subscribe, because on this channel, it's all about building wealth, keeping that wealth and making more of it so that you can do the things you love, build the things you love, work on the things you want to work on, create financial freedom, insert goal up here. Whatever it is you want to do, money is your tool to do that. Money is the key. Money isn't everything, but it gives you choices and options to do the things you love. On that note, I'm off to play a game of paddle.